Hi folks, it's Keith here, Victor Echo 3, Sierra Victor Quebec, sometimes VA3KEI, and the Shaky Key blog. And what we're going to look at today is what we call chasing DX. DX is an abbreviation in ham radio, basically for long distance. And what we're talking about here is trying to collect or gather cards or some type of proof that you spoke to different countries around the world. So in Canada, the United States is still considered DX by most people, but we're really looking Europe, Africa, Asia, this type of thing. And there's lots of awards when you do this. There's what they call the DXCC, which is probably the premier award out there. And this is one where you have to submit proof that you've spoken to 100 different countries. And no real time limit on it. Now, in my case, the last I looked, I had about 129, somewhere in that area. I've never applied for the award, so this year I thought I would just for fun. And, you start to do it, but everything's electronic now. When I got my awards, most of them were the good old-fashioned QSL cards. That was a big part of the hobby back then. And, you would send yours in to someone and you would wait to get one back and there was your proof. Now, in some cases, you never got one back. And I can say that for a fact. I've lots of ones I spoke to different countries, never got proof of it. And a QSL card is basically one of these. It's like a postcard. And on the back, you write down all the different information, when you spoke to them, the time you spoke, and all that type of thing. But it was proof. Now, sometimes it would take 10 years for you to get one. I've had some come in even recently, which were like 20 years ago. And someone finally sent in a whole batch, who knows why. So that type of proof takes a long time. And to get that DXCC award could take you 20 years, depending on, how good you were at getting cards. Nowadays, of course, it's all electronic. So when I applied for mine just recently, I got instant credit for all the ones that were electronic. And then you get this, what they call a challenge one, where they give you the name of the country, the operator, whatever, and they say, provide proof. So you got to collect all your cards, go back through them, and there's hundreds of them, and find that one particular station and pack it up along with any others that they're asking for and send it to them. And quite honestly, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. So this time, there's a big contest coming up this past weekend, which is run by the CQ Magazine people. And it's a huge one. It's probably the largest one in the world. The last I saw, something like 35,000 people would take part in it. So there's countries all over the world who are going to be on the air at the same time. So I decided just for fun, I would chase DX, but I would just go looking for countries that I wanted for the award that, I only had paper or these postcards for. So I did it. It's 24-hour period that I was on, and I wasn't on the whole time. Now, when was the last time we saw one of our ham radio bands, in this case the 20-meter band, light up like that? Every one of those little white jumping markers, that's somebody calling. Ended up with something like 55 different countries, and so far, amazingly enough, because everything's electronic, I've already got proof of contact from 26 of them. So that's like in half a day, and here's 26 proof that I've already spoken to them. So this is what Chasing DX is all about, is collecting these awards. And in ham radio, it's a lot of fun. And you do get hooked on it. You can do contests all over the place. There's one website that a lot of people use. I use it all the time, and it's kept up to date. So it usually does a week or a month, whatever it is you want to look forward. And you have a list of every single contest that is out there. And that's WA7, B as in Bravo, NM, November, Mike. And he keeps it up to date. So I can just click on it. And when I click on it, there it is. There's the whole week's worth of, I used the week one. So there's a whole week worth of contests. If I click on the individual contests, it tells me everything I need. What do I have to say when I contact someone? How do I submit proof if it's, to get awards or credit or to maybe win the contest? I don't do contests very much anymore. I do them more for fun, give points to other people. I did at one point in the 1990s. I won one of the Canadian ones. And again, in the 1990s, at one point, I was on a team of 8 people, which we would go 24 hours a day, rotating, You go 6 hours, you sleep 6 hours, that type of thing. So there's lots you can do if you get into contests, and it's a lot of fun. So there you go. That's sort of a quick wrap up. This last weekend was exceptionally good. Like I say, 100 contacts even, 46 different countries around the world. Some were repeats from before. And my score ended up to be 26,250 when normally, when I'm not really doing it seriously, it's probably around 2,000 or 3,000 points. Average distance, 3,000 miles between my house and whoever I was speaking to. And that works out to just under 4,900 kilometers. So that's pretty good distance when you're talking to people around the world. So there you go. That's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it. It's Keith, VE3SVQ, wishing you a great day.